What's going on, everybody? This is Clark Beckham, your host of the top 50 albums of all time, according to me. We're going through 45 to 41. First off, we've got at number 45, Paolo Nutini. This is someone you probably haven't heard of. My mom introduced me to him. If I had one person who's responsible for the most albums on this list, it would be her. She's like, hey, I just heard this guy on a late night TV show singing this song called New Shoes. You'll love him. I'm like, all right. So I checked him out. And the song that's most popular on the album is New Shoes. And that one's like, hey, I got some new shoes on and suddenly everything's bright. Very happy, very cool. And I was a little bit hooked. He's from Scotland, so he has a Scottish accent. So his vowels are a little different and they were super interesting to me. And like I said in the last video, I have a habit of copying this way certain singers sing when I sing their songs. So I sing a bit with a Scottish accent when I do his stuff. But that's how he sings it, and it sounds good. So that's just what I would do. So the album's called These Streets, and that's one of the songs on there that I love. Might be the best song on there. He's from Paisley, Scotland. It's a small little town in Scotland. And the song is about moving to London. And some of the lyrics are absolutely gorgeous. It's like, life is good and the sun is shining. Everybody floats to their ideal place, and the children all smile as the boat shuffles by them, trying to pretend that they've got some space. These streets have too many names for me. I'm used to Glenfield Road and spending my time down in Norquay. I'll get used to this eventually, I know. And listen to this verse about like just childhood. Where the days go, when all we did was lay, and the stress that we were under wasn't stress at all. Just a run and a jump into a harmless fall, from walking by high-rise to a landmark square. You see millions of people with millions of cares. It's just a beautiful song. It's just a beautiful song. But if I actually had to pick one song to vibe on this album, it's probably Last Request, which was another big hit for him. It's like, grant my last request and just let me hold you. Don't shrug your shoulders. Lay down beside me. Sure, I can't accept that we're going nowhere, but one last time, let's go there. Lay down beside me. Golly, what a song that one. And the lyrics. Yes, I can't admit we're going nowhere, but one last time, let's go there. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Bad advice. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you know you should get out of there, get out of there. Don't turn around. But dang it. That's a good lyric. Number 44, you probably won't see coming. It's very different. I think you'll learn that I've got a little bit more of a love for rock than you maybe thought. This one is Jet, Get Born. This is an instance where the single, the big hit, is actually awesome. A lot of times on these albums that I fall in love with, I love every song, and my least favorite, or one of my least favorite on the album, is usually the big single. But this one, I loved. You'll recognize the guitar part. It starts off like real palm muty, like almost like spooky, and it opens up. 1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. Say you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you look like, do you, honey? That one. Big fan. Huge fan of that song. The whole album, though, I promise, top to bottom, this is a no skips album for me. One that I haven't listened to in a while. But when I was going through and studying albums and making a list, this was a blast for me to listen to again. Rollover DJ, that's a bop. If you are wondering about this album, want to start somewhere to see if you'll like it, go to Rollover DJ, turn it up loudly. It feels great. It is groovy. The beat and the groove in the verse feels so good, and the chorus just opens up, gives you that good old hard rock feel. It's a winner. And then they have this song called Timothy that I looked up when I was doing research for this, and I was like, what is this song actually about? Well, let me tell you what it's about. One of their band members in Jet had a brother who died as a baby before his first birthday. The band member, so this would have been the band member's older brother, but he never met him. He just heard about him because he died before he was actually born. And his name, of course, was Timothy. And they wrote this song called Timothy about him in tribute to him. And they don't sing it live because that band member, Timothy's brother, can't be around when it's played, period. It's gorgeous. Piano ballad in this rock anthemic album. It's like, Timothy, I took your place from the jump. Timothy, oh, such a waste. Timothy, we found your spaceship. Timothy, it's the farthest you've ever flown. It's not what it seems, but it is. Timothy, where have you been? She cried in the kitchen to let you go. Timothy, where have you been? My heart. I'm a sucker for the feels, man. Give me a song that makes me really sad, and I will put it in a video or cover it or something. Oh, what's next? 43. Classic. People with classic taste in music are going to enjoy this one. Nat King Cole. Ultimate Nat King Cole is my favorite compilation album. Now, there's a little caveat here. So this mic is too high. That's a little better. That wasn't the caveat. The caveat is I actually didn't fall in love with this album. I fell in love with Nat King Cole, and here's how. Never heard him before, like at all. I was 16. I had my own car, and I was just wanting more music to listen to. And this was when iTunes was the thing. R.I.P. When artists made so much more money than we do now on recorded stuff. But that's a whole nother video. And that's when songs were like 99 cents, per song to download. And albums were $15, maybe $20. And then there was this sale on the Nat King Cole anthology. Every song he's ever recorded. It's like 192 songs or something like that. It was on sale for 99 cents. And so I obviously snatched it. I was like, I have to. It's 99 cents for 192 songs. That's easy. And so I did. And I listened for months from top to bottom, all 192 songs. Fell head over heels for Nat King Cole music. This is the best compilation album. If you want to listen to Nat King Cole and get his vibe, this is the album I suggest. It's got Straighten Up and Fly Right, which is super like classic old timey, but really fun. It's like straighten up and fly right, straighten up and fly right, straighten up and fly right. Oh, better cool your jets. Like, it's just very like soda pop. I don't know, like 50s diner jukebox vibe. Sweet Lorraine feels like Jimmy Stewart taking a love interest home through the picket fence in her front yard in a movie. That's what that song feels like. Unforgettable is a classic. Unforgettable, that's what you are. Probably know that song. Maybe, definitely one of his most popular. Stardust. Try to sing that one. It's such a crazy melody with key changes throughout, and it feels like Stardust. Orange Sky has become like the theme song of the Fallout series. I think it's in the games too. It's my favorite video game of all time. Fallout 3 is specifically. Fallout 4 rocks as well, but Fallout 3 is my all-time favorite. That's popular there. When I fall in love, it'll be forever, or I'll never fall in love. The melodies of these songs are so intricate. You can't just casually sing through these songs. There are so many notes you think are this, but they're just a half step flat. They're just outside of the key, but they feel so good. Nature Boy. There was a boy, a down and done enchanted boy. Da 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 da, very far, over land and sea. That one's crazy. That feels like a fantasy book series, just that song itself, melodically. And then Mona Lisa, one of the most brilliant songs ever written. It's actually a song to the woman in Mona Lisa, the woman who has this, just a slight smirk. And it's speculating and asking her, what are you smirking about? And that song is like, do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there, and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art. Number 42, going back to the harder side of life, back to rock. This is AC/DC, Back in Black. These guitar lines blew my mind. First time I ever heard anything like this with, Back in Black. This intro right here starts like... And then his voice, it's like, back up, black. It's sad, good to know, good to be back, 'cause I'm full loose from the news. It's like, how do you sing that way? How do you do that? Like, I can sing high. That's so hard. And the Hell's Bells, boom, ba da 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 ba ba ba. Like, that's so nasty. And Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. That's a good one too. It's like, rock and roll ain't noise pollution. Rock and roll ain't gonna die. It's like a blues AC/DC song. And lastly, number 41. This is maybe the least popular Maroon 5 album ever, and it's almost my favorite. Top to bottom, gorgeous music, gorgeous singing. Adam Levine, dude, his voice records so well. Personally, I am not a fan of their singles, of their radio hits anymore, almost ever. They had a couple when they first blew up that I was into. But since then, there's not much. Now, on this album, I think Stutter was a single, and that was cool, but it didn't do well. And I get it, man. If you're trying to make money, trying to live the dream, you gotta, if you try something that you think is great and no one digs it, you try something else and makes you gajillion dollars, do that, and then the rest of the album will look like what you want it to look like, but then you'll fund the tour and fund everything else on the one song that was a single. And those singles I usually don't like. And it's definitely the case with Maroon 5. But Stutter's cool. Never Gonna Leave This Bed is another one. Just that melody will get stuck in your head gloriously, and you won't be upset about it. I Can't Lie is very, very feel good. If I'm on the beach, if I'm driving like alongside of the beach and there are palm trees, and I'm picking a song, it's this one. I can't lie, you're on my mind, stuck inside my head. I want to feel your heartbeat for me instead. Oh my goodness. I Can't Lie is great. How? Ugh. This song hurts so good. And it's a great example actually of, it's like, I've been looking for your touch ever since, and now I was all alone. Just beautiful song. The chorus is like, I'm looking for your help, which is a brilliant melody with those chords because, so let me explain. Here's a regular chord. Regular chord is 3 notes. A triad is what that's called. Tri, 3, add, I don't know, but this is what it is. Okay? An extension is an extra note that sounds cool. Well, hopefully it sounds cool. So here's one extension. That note right there, it's called, makes the chord what's called a major 7. That's the extension, the extra note. And then the other extension you can do is adding on top of that this note to give you this chord, which is super pretty. It's called a major 9. This extension is a major 7 and a 2 on top of that. 7 plus 2 equals 9, major 9. But what's cool is they reach this chord in part by the instrument playing a major 7, and then they need a 2 to make it a major 9. Well, where's the 2? It's not in the chords. The 2 is actually in the vocal. It's actually in the melody. That's why, and it's right when they move to a major 7, making the full sound a major 9. So it sounds like this. I'm looking for your help, your help. As no one's playing the 2, so it makes the whole chord. I'm looking for your help. Just this beautiful crunch. If that was any interest to you at all, or if you're a keys player and you're like, I've played that chord, I just didn't know that was what it was called, or when I should play that chord, or how to arrange vocals like that, I have a theory course that makes it very simple. The link is in the description below, but I found way too many people going to school for music theory and not knowing what I just explained, or being able to play it or use it at all. This is a no-nonsense course. I actually have 4 courses. 1 for total beginners, 2 for fancy chords like that one, 3 for passing chords that you want to play between the normal chords. So instead of, if those are the 2 chords, a passing chord example would be a chord just before the next one to make it sound cool. And then substitution. So if this is these are the 2 chords, substitution would be a chord you could play instead of those. So one substitution you could do would be, just give it another feel, but still have enough of the original chord where a melody will work over that was originally there. Anyway, I explain it way better in the courses. You should check it out. Just a Feeling on this album, golly, that is as good as Adam Levine's voice has sounded in recent memory. Out of Goodbyes with Lady A, formerly known as Lady Antebellum, but now it's Lady A. That's a great one. Feels good. And then The Air That I Breathe is this bonus track on the deluxe edition. And I'm like, why was this not like the song on the album? It's like the 6/8 super soulful jam that feels so good. It's like people never change. They seem to say the same. They wear different clothes, play the same game. Choosing these words, saying to her things that she never heard but always deserved. Stupid not to know it all along. Everything I ever did was wrong. Sadly, it's too late for sorry. Oh, I'm not really sure who made this mess. Da, 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 da. It's so dope, dude. Check that one out. That whole album. Yo, you won't go wrong listening to any song on this album. One, ironically, the song that the whole album is named after, Hands All Over, is I'm not a fan. I think that was their single, so big surprise. We're back on track. Tune in next Friday for the next 5. Let me give you a hint here. We got a monster piano player from the 90s, king of 90s R&B, in my opinion. We have a rap album. We have an album that a lot of people think is one of the greatest albums of all time. Like a lot of people would put top 5. I just came to it late, but it's brilliant. And one of the greatest artists of all time. We have an album that I just listened to and discovered last year, but I can't not put it on here because it's so brilliant. Engineering is just gorgeous. The production is revolutionary. And then another one that's like modern R&B soul that for a long time, R&B soul just became really gross. This is nice. This is like modern R&B, but it feels so good. And if you like classic R&B, this is going to feel good to you. And that's the next 5. So tune in next week. Love you all. See you then.